Facebook Hot 93.9 FM Hot no HOT now the 939 aba na fei chese wo search engine ya ba betom na fei wo hunu yen na wanya yen ahwe ka hunu se hotfmghana.com modern Ghana and tuning radio Ghana voice application and so ya ba funu ndia kwanso tenten fide ne so abenya yen na fei watie yen sam anya videos ahodo ne yesam ahodo a ya kuruchede egu oni bi nso akenkan anwumrei mayenka wo se yen kase bono ne edi mu tintimban ebi ene se
opani kojo chamaten alankas enedie omagana fo nyina hu se afi obato no begyam akofale ne nomination form eneden awo isi akache
Electoral Commission of Ghana EC any Central Freshia na wadi atu womanim ajahudo mudi egu aproso ansa na batu ya batu no bibia betimi akoso wano
Oshibo Kobe from Alliance for Restoration of Civil Rights ene wamo aye protest adetia Ghana Police Service
General Secretary Edima National Democratic Congress ani DC amanyoko no eye fifia vikwete wadi atujo ba mane atwemu se wamu ne aposifo akobankuro mu enti nyankopɔ ya aduma September basu ni de tosu edu enso no wamu demonstration no ebeba so
vipani ba kwa kasa wanda ni ha onya ne se wonim bianti ebesina amampani akufado LGBT ko emrano ontimi mfanensa enhyase
abusia wasafu from sumubati se media coalition against illegal mining edi atujwa eba mane atwemu se wa mu sesa ba ne betu na mu odi se ne beya illegal mining ni nse gadamse no my Ghana yabaji ye ho afrimu
bi na kawe no ho ana yebesinkuna na yakenka edi ama mimidi ene nyansa kyame jao brodi ena
Tirimudahima ekwia sewa abusia kase no enchechemu eniem yaneni achemu ewo Electoral Commission of Ghana isi wemu akache na isi dinchesha hudro agu ho bonika no outline wadi agu ho kwaya sahye wei wemu bedi so ama obibia enei wo pere eye o my Ghana ko nwase mampanyini dibre no wobatimi afaso na obenya akwanya girane yabeto no so aba ne edikai ma mene de atodwa eba ma ne atwem se ansa na wobatimi aye presidential candidate ewo yisi book muo no ewa abato ebeto wa afi muo no wani central foshia ye no ma mi Jane Mensa essay womu bo made se abato ayebeto no abato komisa baya hihya hodo a womu beye nyina ne ehia ne ne fata se ne baya obi nkoka se ayesisimi ana yisa mama kamasam ana yisi mra no ode adibi kwambone so weye odidi mie na ni kwanso odidi mie se won paso obati sanse mo nyina no wo kam obi bia weye presidential candidate ate se awase wo nomination form na obafa ye no nomination form na obafa ye no obafele ne pepe sane wo makasa ye no saa pepe na obaye no afei copies maku enan obafele ni nyina na wode wonsa asha ase ne bonika no sign wasane ne fefe na afei wo mahunu afei so ewose area na won authorities a wo district assembly no so eja wo musubu na fe registration no etimu kwaso fefe presidential candidate bia no anei ye from designate ana yisi hunu ewose nei wunya vice presidential candidate wobakwa yisi ho no akofale bibia wonkrata mba hwemu no ewose ba bi ho a vice presidential candidate no wunya obi na odi ne di hye ho na yisi mwem ebamu se metuwaku asewa me prima mpanyin di bra chairman ana yemi vice presidential candidate na ne di shota ma wafiri bi na o woman supporting woman me di bia hye ho enti saa no yisi se enkrata ni mu no ewo se otumu hye bibia nomination form so no wo ye review ni nyina pepe sane wo mo ka no na wanya ne saa de na wo mo yi udi ni free mu a emo yisi sobo
to carry out one of the most important processes in the lead up to the 2024 general election. Indeed, without this process, the Commission cannot run the election. And here I am referring to the filing of nominations by presidential candidates who are seeking to contest the 2024 general election. As you may be aware, Regulation 7 of CI 127 enjoins a presidential candidate to complete and sign 4 copies of the nomination forms. Additionally, the forms are to be signed by no less than 2 persons who are registered voters in the area of authority of each district assembly. The presidential candidate is also required to designate a person to serve as his or her vice presidential candidate. Furthermore, the presidential candidate is required to deliver the forms to the Commission on the date prescribed by the Commission. As in 2020, the Commission has established 2 teams which have been tasked to review the forms submitted. The technical team has been tasked to scrutinize the forms to ensure that presidential candidates meet the qualifications as set out in law, namely that the presidential candidate is at least 40 years of age, that he or she has satisfied all tax obligations, that he or she has nominated a vice presidential candidate, amongst others. The second, namely the IT team, has been charged with the responsibility of scrutinizing the voter ID cards of the presidential candidates and supporters so as to verify whether the candidates and their supporters are indeed registered voters.
Abusia Titina ni di my Electoral Commission of Ghana yisi Owari Jane Mensa na wani central photography na wode sa outline we nyina eto wo mo anim
ana awasem so akoso ana wona so afafie ne ajebo eja ana bebedo awie panyina wono na de movement for change afafanto yewura kojo Alan Chamatin wono so de ne carte nyina akoma Electoral Commission se afede akoma tene se wono so begina ewo mampani akonanim na pani wono na da Alliance for Revolutionary Change Alankodo Chamate ana wache se oho adema Ghana fo waba adema mabunu waba se Ghana ye ho betoye nemum enye amonesimu na se ye probi amana beye mampani anase ma obi amana beye okandini wo manimu a yempo obi a waka nokore opasumdie obu akontapa na fensumpuntuo ewo nani so na sa nipa ne de o tete wonsa na ye wono Alankodo Chamatin etina dai wono so afale nomination form today ewo Electoral Commission se ogina akopre mampani adwa akonani bi
Abema Electoral Commissioner se oma mepan na banu aye babeto akansie no a ye di beyi opanyina obedi omanenim busumi etwato December ye popo to aba ayi panyi obedi omanenim with the card aba to contest as a presidential candidate in the general election. Na me say me jina sa kwenya iso na me da Ghana fo nyina se ko Ghana fo na nyina me hwe edo a o mayi a kire me no ade a esomani ye na me say the Ghana fo hwehwa me say o mo pe kandini a oba ba pro ama Ghana and not for political parties. O mo hwehwa kandini a president oba obetimi ayi free ohawa ye wo sese yesika sama asaya ama Ghana fa ho kire no obi a owo Nigeria obetimi ama yetime free sa Ghana for so hwehwa kandini a se ami adumna onyami ehira so no oba so a obeka Ghana for nyina bom na afei ade fan government of national unity. So we are a political party representative say one non party say a handful of business and religious leaders and Muslim for Pia Casanoso about with them aka abino ebro and a face some Ghana for almost shut and the president oba obetumi idea ni ama constitution Ghana or poor that your man the bet me this sire aba na fe mango no be ko na nyum apeja na nsa dudu na enene da na Ghana for etwen se alanchamati afei obeyi mu apie se afei oba begina na ya twum so ba ni amna be ye president of Ghana what me asisa Ghana nyina ete na de magbacha Ghana for say the guys in na bam Alan will become the first non-partisan president in the history of Ghana.
Yewra Alan Kodro Chamatin ana wade ensem ya tu dwa na no chi na ofa akonya no so ebo panyina ene wei na obo na chi dom se ne running mate wase e fe no Kwame Owusu danso KOD na ohwe panyina na dwumadi waye babunu enunti ana no so oba ama mabunu enunti no yi saa Kwame Owusu danso no afasu so we fa se no me manu ne me nananum aye mabunu wo Ghana we share mo bobi say Alan de mijina homa emebunu I'm a transitional president emebunu nti na me ba me pan ama say the amusu benya pan na mususu ma ba ni mu na me share mo bo say Alan me vice president omusu ye mebunu ti samo say the be ya mbenya jidie ewo mu na me share bo no madiso the vice president nominee I'm going to back. Oh, yeah, come on. Or lawyer me, or say political activity, or shall say, or promote young people. And yet, sometimes I am a musician, rapper, or say doctors, journalist. A friend, Kwame Owusu danso, alias KOD. And they say, maybe Ghana for, say, the number show, and I'm the problem. I mean, show me. But an Alan you to serve. Oh, but I Alan Eba no. Oh, that's about it. Oh no, as a there be some winning here. What as a winning? And now, Osha carried in the age. Any Alan, John Mahama, another Tabomia, a Chesapeake baboon. Any Napo. Okay, na podi onu so ye babu almost but ena nipa bi o mbe fa no form so no Kofi Kurantin 30-year-old bi right ti na make say David o Kofi Kurantin independent candidate obai ena NDP ayi jeje yire ni party but na say obai papa kokora bi on na cover forms on na ejira as presidential candidate ama NDP na ujo mamo ben na Alan Eba no no say yes Alan odom ema MPP for and the retired na MPP ni so na Alan I'm telling you this today because and confirm di ohinto Boniface Boabian Samoa enye kuku dambia edia la achi no wo mo ba ye no I'm telling you say wo manya hwekura no betima twa bi vote be say 500,000 am Alan I'm telling you 500,000 am betwe one people mu dem Alan enti ya hwe me na say Ghana for pe betie mi sufra na ko betima say somadina come to Alan I'm not here to campaign for Alan but yes the same MPP NDC no nempe what about Ekuadonko party power yeah no $5 million I did that for Lydia. Be that. Imagine direct. I'm Lydia. I'm a baby. Beggar say, I want my walk a crowd. Moon come. That is pretty nice. Yoko. Hot FM 93.9. I was say, I need this National Democratic Congress. One General Secretary.
owura woni monyamfo fifia vikwete wodi atojo ba mane akyerem se ene dis amanyakuo no ani Greater Accra Regional Command aposifo na kwakohia na nei wo mu ne wo makwa bankuo mu nti Nyankopɔn ya aduma September bosu ya womwe ni de atoso du so 17 September wo mu demonstration no ebebaso demonstration ni nyina ye demonstration wo mu ye e de tia Electoral Commission of Ghana say a limited voter registration exercise ya ye exhibition exercise ya say a limited voter registration exercise ya say a exhibition exercise chese wo mu hawa hodo wo mu maso wo ye voter registration exercise na course no mu no yisi aya na dwen se won sori enkasa mfa wo mu nsem bia ho enti abusua ya se ne ya furugia ne me anasa ne yakom wogia ne me enti se wo mu ntimu ntina se hwema yisi emuru wo mu yem emma wo mu yafurunya wo mu yade abusua wo mu ka ama yisi atese wo mu raise consensus bebre no se bebra wo maka no yisi nkasa mfa ho bre ne nie won so no nkasa mfa wo mu nsema wo mu de ato nanim enye sa de ne Nyankopɔn ya aduma sato wo so ne de toso edu enso no wo mu ba demonstration kese e de etia eye Electoral Commission of Ghana na ene General Secretary akasa wa cheche mu se demonstration wo mbe frase anopa na wo mu tun sa Ghana fo nyina wo se woni nyandisi fo nkoa de soa e Ghana fo nyina de soa se yapese eto aba na enya ya somdue ne yebobɔ ne enya ya somdue na esima mpanyini ne enya asomdue dia wo meka ndisi amanyoko no ho no wo mu enko Electoral Commission of Ghana fo akache emfa wo mu nsem koto wo manim na wo mu nya bibi mfamfa wo se ne baya wo ye ne bia wo betimi asia no enti yewura eye fifi fiavi kwete a cheche mu se wo be free demonstration asia no pa afri eye Kwame Nkrumah circle na wo man na mu akwadodi eye Farisco traffic light na wo mo wura ko TUC wo mo fu TUC na wo mo ko ministries wo mo fu ministries na wo mo ko Parliament House wo mo fu Parliament House na wo mo de money akyemu ewo Electoral Commission of Ghana wo mo akache na demonstration wo mo nya won krahase nko a wo se abato mpasua so mansiri ni kropo assembly bia ene di simma wo no wo mo nsori na wo mo nya demonstration wo mo bia wo mo fa mo petition no nkwankoma EC officer ewo ho se ne be ya wo mo behu wo mo nso wo mo kanu na mpaifo betu hu anamo yewa fififi avikwete e de atodwa chechemu se wo mo hia Ghana fo nyina NDC ehia domtie mo wo mo.
A very good meeting with the regional police bosses, and agreement is that we are going to proceed with our demonstration on the 17th of this month. That's next Tuesday. And it's going to happen not just in Greater Accra, but in all the other regions of the country at the same time. We wanted to have a confirmation about the endpoint. In terms of the routes, we had an agreement that we're going to start from the Kwame Nkrumah circle, proceed through to Farisco, continue to TUC, continue through the ministries, and come all the way to Parliament, and then end up in front of the premises of the Electoral Commission. We wanted to have the exact location. That's why we came with the police to come and see exactly where it is we wanted to have the termination point, and we've been able to agree on that as well. Generally, in terms of the importance of this demonstration, is to say that it is something that is beyond the NDC. It's a critical election ahead of Ghana. It is in everybody's interest to ensure that, especially the register that's going to be in the center of this whole election, is credible. It's one that everybody can have absolute confidence in. We've had clear instances to say that there are issues, and we are pressing for forensic audit to be done, and that actually is the reason why we want to embark on this demonstration. Like the NCO just rightly said, if there's really nothing to hide, then there should really be no problem at all. Should we be able to open your door and say, listen, come and check and be certain that there's nothing, in order for the whole country to proceed knowing that everything is okay.
Abusia eni amuti ye General Secretary Edima NDC amanyoko no oru fifi fiavi kwete
omo demonstration no meaning be ntia omo babe but enye about easy ntia omo di isi na katen
mu secret agenda
me meaning pa it just exhibition omo be ehun omo members no do ehun region no omo members no say these are our members right now. The Kotobe of him say these people are going to vote for us. It's not about the EC. And you know, say region be the same day now. Region be the same demonstration just to remember people who say that's our members.
I saw a Tuesday coming.
I'm sorry, I trust na you call anymore. Osibo could be from Alliance for Restoration of Civil Rights. And I'm also a demonstration at Ghana Police Service. Now, almost 7 years said, police had Moko, never been Kuye. Now, Matasa, Miaka more for sample for Joe and baby co. New to be was some yes, I'm a summer pharmacy, my dear Jamie, I'm a some pharmacy. Alliance for Restoration, the almost only Jamoho. Emma, a 7 pharmacy that, and indeed, a more could change some good clatter so. I'm another ya, or maybe a quackoma. Police Sahne IGP Yora George Okufu Dampare se won hwem na mama no ne former komako enso na wotwe se won timi anya dia e no IGP nimpo ozi for officer adwuma no ye no ontimi mwa wase Director General Emma Criminal Investigations Department CID ACP Faustina Ajewa Kodia Ando Kofi Geta Regional Commander DCOP in Kosi Ano ana commander wada anti armed robbery unit CID headquarters Supo Augustine Ofe wonu na ka ho bi ma adwuma no enya konokora anti wo ma IGP say onye nhwemu na wantimi bia ene ozi for wase say na fo no so na still omonte hwin fi omodia ene ye omotu pampapan akomompani na akache na omodo nsemi akoda nanim Penny Adin Semetuja, one that can carry petition, no, Emma police at Macuno. Young William Kofi Wenchi, the massive
directive say more releasing police reports the mommy. They say 8 months with me releasing mommy. I'm not mama not meet them so me releasing mommy. The objectives of the protest when they say more releasing reports on the mommy. And secondly, so cases will be on a match of petition. I'm the aqua and I saw because I'm and I think as a principal enforcer of the law in the country, you know, I feel say need you one can say to me myself. If it doesn't work, a very issue of concern, the balance of national security. If I did the betting petition, serious cannot which means and one is once I was nice at the neglect of duty radio. That is what we are pushing for. In some 7 days, your man is really so here, and your petition online no be. So it's a petition, it's a new manager best coming to the presidency. As a 7 days, yes. You are the president of the presidency. In 7 days, someone here go high court, another supreme court. Director of CID, any greater regional commander, any anti-robbery commander. But this is not our commander. Director of CID, and I report to you, anti-robbery commander. We be around the but in some doors, and yeah, I'm not saying that. Almost I'm not sure.
William Kofi Wenchi, a convener for Alliance for Restoration of Civil Rights and our day and some way at training.
Na yadiani echemu ewo Media Coalition Against Illegal Mining. Wamu dia tujwa eba mani echemu se wamu sre abaya watia kwenye isui. Gara mampanyi na adodanku akufrado se wasina ni digalamse echi na wababuwa miyetu asia dia enye se waya bibi na yure free ni huwa wamu kainu wasa wanana nintantem yesanse gadamse pa dia edi wa mangana uono eyadia yankasa ebedu mebi no yansa ase asabi ye dosu didie no ehuba ye dempa ede amayen convener owa wa freedom ede ma Media Coalition Against Illegal Mining Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe wadi atudwa ba mani achemo se woni de nsada nsayem wo sra papa papa bia de nkeka kwano ayam na donko na Ghana ejina no ye pia ya tum se kuko na chese de how never ekwamba de ye nyansuo ne yanom ahokyire beku o man no pa enti wo mo sese nyankopon ya adona saban no ekai ne ho bia no ohunu se wo man Ghana ye ne man na wo ye adwuma to illegal man asede a ene wo mo sene se won fa ni anchemu ewo miamia hodo anega nam se no edi o manfo ni nya na fei yentumi entu ase kwa wasi ne aweho ne se Ghana Water Company any electricity company of Ghana da bia wo muka ya nhoma ahodo akase gadafo atwetwam wo na se yenya nsu a chese nsu wa ya kwa atwede ama ye no Ghana Water Company Limited SA gadamsefo na ese ya wo mu huma akase ahodo a ama nsu ahodo anei wo mu pompe de ba me yenya bi no se ni nsu na yesasebe ti yetwa ya di milo ketewa bi asom no ya de a ha adwe pa e ka ho bi na ama nei yenya nsu ndisi ye baba ye gadamse na ebeduru mebi nsu mpa asabe ye benum ne yenya na yakokrafo bi man so a na o man Ghana ye koye anase ye baye nti wo sre nsentwafo ye nyina ye sade ye sayem ye sre aban se won sori na wonye bibi mfafa hom Dr. Kenneth Ashibe ekasa ya enti
we've heard from all the other stakeholders that are here. Labour has also joined. If the sale of properties was going to affect our pension, then what happens when you start having children who have the eyes at the side of their head? When you start having stability, again, not the time that stability is at 14,000. And don't be deceived. The WHO asks for water to be filtered to be between 1 and 5 NTUs. In the Secretariat, the design is 500 NTUs. Ghana Water pushes it to 2,000 NTUs. Now it's 14,000 NTUs. And you see what God has done? There's a drought now as well. If we don't act now, we'll start leaking clay as water. So I think the president ought to hear it. That now we are resolute in our ask. So as we've said, the media were going to be working in tandem with the labor unions. So definitely there are going to be some demonstrations that are going to happen. There's a strike that is going to happen. What we as media were going to do when the strike starts, we're going to black out everything the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, everything environment that they do concerning this.
Abusia eni amuti ye media coalition against illegal mining. Opanya wa freedom edema kuo Dr. Kenneth Ashibe na wakasa ye na we na president edema carry bishop conferences most reverend Matthew Kwasi Jamfi enso dia de sede etu Ghana fo nyina animu se ne akoso no eba ebeka yen na nanum ahemfo amanyefo mpemfo ka bie wemu ye nyina ye de ehu ahye gadamse mu no yen ka huru se bedun no bia yen nsuo num no ye nyina ne yen nyanom ti so bambun funa sabe wo mu da na die no wo manfo no enhwe na wo munsia no
over the years, indeed since 2009, been consistently vocal about the environmental degradation caused by illegal mining, particularly the phenomenon of galamsey, which has unleashed devastating consequences on our country's ecosystems, water bodies, and communities. The conference is deeply concerned about the persistent and alarming levels of environmental degradation caused by such activities. And one of the means most of us are witnesses to this. For us, in his encyclical Laudato Si, Pope Francis calls on all people to care for our common home, the earth. As stewards of creation, we have a moral responsibility to guard the environment for current and future generations.
Abusiani amuti ye president of the Macari Bishop Conferences, Most Reverend Matthew Kwasi Jamfi, Woriye, and a General Secretary at the Trade Union Congress TUC, Owa Joshua Ansa enso ade adesade etu dwase abana anya bibia demonstration na ya ade a Ghana fo nya ye beye ede etia illegal mining ansa na September bosoro no akona wieye.
We also told that the acceptable range, as mentioned by what we call it, the Ghana Water Corporation, of the level of, if you like, pollution disturbance within the water body is within 2,000, now escalated to 14,000, which is about 600% increase. This is very alarming. Having considered all of this, organized labor today decided that one, an immediate declaration of state of emergency in line with the provisions of the Nigerian Constitution, Article 31, the declaration must incorporate the following: A, an order to halt all forms of mining, legal or illegal, in foreign reserves and around water bodies. Immediate evacuation of all mining equipment in foreign reserves and around water bodies. C, the deployment of police and military with full orders to remove, destroy all mining equipment and other earth-moving equipment around river bodies and in the forest reserve. 2. The immediate revocation of LI 2462 and the withdrawal of all licenses that have been granted for prospecting in mining in forest and protected reserves and also around water bodies. Establish a special court to prosecute the perpetrators of this horrible crime. Now, this is our firm and resolute position that organized labor will urgently embark on a series of demonstrations and nationwide strike if government fails to address the concerns raised by end of September 2024.
Any amuti yai trade union congress general secretary Owura Joshua Ansan.
Ha galamse.
Yes.
Galamse.
Yeah, Joshua.
Ana almost say Sancho Fanade.
Almost say abandon sorry.
There be a one I should be someone.
Kenneth.
What is it?
Was say?
Yes, Sancho Fanade.
Yeah, in Casa.
Yeah, Casa by day. The Casa first one a day. Ah,
say a Casa and so be the me. A minimum so dear Modia Jessica.
And the Casa by
pa. I Casa. No more signing one bottom. Media coalition against illegal mining. A minimum. A bit of Jessica.
Asra for a che Ghana for media Bruni soya beans, a quabuchi, intimate Chiganam say for the day. Rather transfer remember from her. Why? Now we buy one on by one of San Mako. Above for now, you come here in empty hand and you go with yes, no. He will come with angels and go with angels, not human beings.
Ah, okay.
Yes. Kasua area pastor, head pastor the man, the Lord's Pentecostal Church International, Apostle Nathaniel Hagan, Obisa Amampani Akufado say, I didn't think the best in there. LGBT Kabeno, want to be emphasized and shall say. Was so I don't want one test here now, and my seven of 4 years, Jumaden Abwa Ama Adi, Wama Passa Manabaya Bill, Akaso Mampani, I didn't Saba Shassier, na Abaya Emla. Nanso besinda Amampani ade kokwasa sa kokko nso abono na ope bia akose nwanwan obi so Amampani a excuse ahodo na obi opeso ma excuse no obetumi kwa ka so achitede kro no otumi kadodo enwani hwiye na obo for mtina mantimi anya no enti Apostle Nathaniel Hagan ebi so Amampani so ma bonti no ma chede enti ebesinne LGBT plus bill no ontimi fanensa enhyase pani di se mitudwa abra omanse na nan dwumadie bi 4 days program matu di se building a godly family and din se we eto asomaye.
And then for the good of Ghana we have passed the law that will not the proper human sexual relationship bill. We have passed that law that God has designed the human body, that there's a man, there's a woman, that is a proper human sexuality. This law has been passed, and as far as I know, when laws are passed, within days the president assents and these laws become bill and law in the country. But it looks like this proper human sexual relationship law bill has been ratified by Parliament for many months now, but we are not seeing it being implemented. The leadership must be accountable. So what we hear from them, what is hindering them from passing this bill into law? What is stopping them from stipulating this bill into law, so that we can, as citizens of the country, we know what is at stake. But we want to also encourage them that God has created man and woman. So it is never acceptable. Homosexuality, lesbianism can never be acceptable even to the common sense man. Before we let's even appeal to common sense, before we even talk about even religion. So this law, that is a law that does not need any argument or even any critical. It must quickly be assented to, so that our nation can know our stand. We can know our stand as a nation and not keep going back and forth on this matter.
Paniye and Reverend Thomas Kumiko and so the host pastor Emma the Lord's Pentecostal Church International ya ono ya House of Liberty Papa's branch ono so to awo fofo say omo hwe omo ye emfa ho ne busy omo nyina no munya adaje ene ebre emfa hwe wo mo emma ne sade a social media ebe say enkoda no.
I also have a lot of impact on the youth, the children, because whatever they see, if you as a parent, you don't have time for your children, do morning devotion, call them every day, you have a morning devotion with them, you teach them the word of God. This is the correct way. What you are seeing on social media, that will not help you. If you are doing this one, every day you continue to educate them, you have time for them, not that you'll be busy all the time, busy at your workplaces and here and there. No, fine, we need money, but yet still we have to have time for our children, our home. We have to have time for them.
Ne kwakwa na Bernard abusia menya ni so na yemfa kasaboni nyansi midi na sachia me jao buadi na
Tirimudahima akuasa wa Mr. Flemawuli Tata yan editor Beatrice eboa ye kasie mu etna fidie na chi edema ye same ene omade yakọ live o Facebook.
Hot 93.9. Hot 93.9. Don't touch that dial.